I'm here on the Oregon coast. I just got my first set of coordinates and they led me to OSWALD West State Park. It's just one battle after another. One false step. Down you go. Now every checkpoint that I reach today raises money for Adventures Without Limits. This is for you guys. None of these checkpoints come easy. Couldn't find it. And there it goes down the mountain. It is going to be extreme. And all of this is happening right now on the wildlife. This is single-handedly the most extreme thing I have ever done in my life. And this is the view from the top of Monkey Fish. The most prehistoric fish that we can even think of right now. That is one big Dungeness crab. All over the place. That's all I can do just to hang on. This is the wildlife.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
We got our first set of coordinates from Adventures Without Limits, and that brought us all the way over here to the Oregon coast, to a place that I've been to hundreds of times. One of my favorite locations, Short Sands Beach. I've got my coordinates set in, and I've got to head right out here. 600 feet, due west. I'm currently on the shore of Short Sands Beach and need to travel approximately 600 feet into Smuggler Cove, where my first checkpoint is waiting. Each checkpoint I locate during this geocache raises money for Adventures Without Limits. Got a surfboard, and I've got my coordinates. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and triangulate exactly where I need to go, and then just paddle out and see what I can find. Whew. Let's get suited up. There's a group called Adventures Without Limits that's after my heart.
This is your lifeline right here, actually.
Adventures Without Limits provides the opportunity for individuals to experience the outdoors in ways their current life circumstances inhibit. They often work with homeless and at-risk youth like Ernest.
I was homeless for about 6 years. I was homeless until I was 16 through 21 roughly. I used to be a very angry person. I had an alcohol problem along with other illegal substances.
6 years ago, Ernest found PAIR, a program for homeless youth.
He came to us pretty rough. He had a lot of anger, a lot of violence in his past.
Through PAIR, Ernest was introduced to Adventures Without Limits, where he began to have a different outdoor experience.
When we first started working with Ernest, 2006, 2007, I don't think he had done any of the activities that we introduced him to, so pretty much everything that we've done with him, the rafting, sea kayaking, snow sports, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, I believe he's been rock climbing, was all new to him.
Still living on the streets, the outdoor activities offered through Adventures Without Limits became a sanctuary for Ernest.
What the outdoors does is it provides this opportunity to take a look at their lives outside of the city, outside of that homeless world that they live in, and just get a fresh perspective and have some fun, because a lot of their lives are really hard.
Adventures Without Limits trips have played a crucial role in Ernest's life.
I was able to let go and relax a lot when I came out on these trips, and I would go back into the city just happy.
All right. Let's go catch a checkpoint. I'm eager to take on the surf, locate my first checkpoint, and raise money for Adventures Without Limits. Adventures Without Limits. They're an organization they're like a doorway, ushers that take people out of the city, out of painful situations, and they give them an opportunity to explore just the beautiful nature around them. It really strikes home. It fuels me to know that this organization is doing this. As I continue out to sea, it becomes clear just how low the visibility is from my surfboard. When you're on those waves and it's just torrential, you can't see anything. And I was battling out through these waves, and I never saw the checkpoint. I've not only passed my checkpoint, I'm being swept further away from it. By the time I got out in the bay, I got so far out there that I got caught in this current that was literally pulling me out of the bay and out to sea. And I was trying to paddle out of the current to get back into the bay, and it took all of my energy just to get out of the current. I paddled so hard that I couldn't do full strokes with my arms anymore. I had to do these half flipper-like paddles just to get myself out of the current and back to the beach. Couldn't find it. I went all over the bay. From this point all the way over to this point. Went about 700 feet out. Looked everywhere. I just couldn't find the checkpoint.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
I've started determined to reach my first checkpoint 600 feet from the shore. I've been pounded by the wave, and my arm is exhausted from checkpoint, but I finally have a visual on my checkpoint. It was only about 30 feet away from me when I noticed it, but it was that hard to find. I didn't see it until I was literally right on top of it. By the time I finally got this checkpoint, I had expended the majority of my energy. I'm exhausted. My whole body is tired and achy. I was exhausted. And I'm only on my first checkpoint. Checkpoint 1. Finally got it. Checkpoint 1 was merciless. All right. I'm gonna go up, change out of my gear, plug this into my GPS, find checkpoint 2. Got all my warm clothes back on so I can head to checkpoint 2. Got about 2.5 miles south, that direction. I've made my way back to shore from my checkpoint in Smuggler Cove. My next checkpoint is deep into the Oregon Coast Trail, approximately 5 miles from the trailhead. Well, I'm gonna go cover some ground, try and get my blood pumping. It's freezing cold. Ain't nothing warm about the Oregon coast. Here we go. Adventures Without Limits executes nearly 200 trips per year for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to experience the outdoors. For Ernest Williams, trips with AWL acted as a catalyst to improve his life, allowing him to grow beyond the streets and step out of homelessness.
I've been on a lot of trips with Ernest, and it's been great to kind of see where he used to be and where he's at now. From drinking a lot, doing a lot of drugs, living on the streets, to having a place to live. He's working on his education and also works part-time. It's been great to see him step up there.
I feel like when I go on these trips, I'm being embraced by nature once again. It's a relaxing feeling. I'm very content. I'm at peace with myself. It's amazing, really.
You know, the Ernest that used to walk through our door, who was this angry, big young man, is now this big, proud teddy bear of a guy.
These trips on Adventures Without Limits mean so much to me. I can't get enough of getting back on these waters or getting back out into those caves or looking forward to rock climbing.
I've climbed over 1,000 feet in elevation and am narrowing in on my second checkpoint. 100 feet, up here. Got really thick tree cover right now, and so I only have 3 satellites tracking, and one of them's kind of coming in and out. It's sending my GPS in different directions, but it should be here in this area. Oh, here it is, here it is. Oh. All right. Oh. I thought I was gonna have to scour the whole mountain trying to find this thing. Oh. And there it goes down the mountain. Oh. Not real happy with checkpoint 2 right now. All right. It says, new horizons will open up as you press through adversity. And I've got my next set of coordinates. Let's plug them in. I'm 5 miles in on the Oregon Coast Trail, and my next set of coordinates are going to take me further in. Checkpoint 3 is somewhere near the summit of Neoconi Mountain. Got about 3/4 of a mile to go, and 540 feet in elevation to climb. More climbing, more climbing. Okay, here we go. Coming up on the wildlife. One false step, and down you go.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
As I'm rounding this corner right here, my GPS bearing has stayed fixated on that point right there. There's my next checkpoint. So far during my adventure, I've paddled almost a mile in the ocean, climbed 1,700 feet in elevation, and hiked over 7 miles. And now I'm faced with a near vertical climb towards my 3rd checkpoint. I'm starting to doubt if I even have enough to complete this geocache. I've spent so much time and energy getting to this point, and I'm at 1,700 feet at the top of the mountain, and the last scramble for the summit block is vertical. I have to scramble and climb with my hands and feet just to get to the top. I was exhausted.
I think Ernest has probably gone on the majority of trips offered with AWL. He's done the climbing, you know, he's done the skiing, and he's done a lot of the water trips. It's changed a lot for him, but it's also been life-saving in more than one way, I think. So that's pretty cool.
The outdoor experience has done a lot for Ernest, and it takes a lot for Adventures Without Limits to continue offering life-altering trips to those in need.
The trips are expensive just to get out there and get going, but then you've also got to have the equipment, and equipment is expensive.
We mainly get the gear through donations, but it's really challenging, especially in the economy today, to get all the equipment that we need. Our biggest needs right now is where our kayaks are anywhere from 10 to 15 years old.
Our kayak fleet is pretty bad. Part of it was donated several years ago. They were already in bad shape. And the type of use that our kayaks go through, they get really beat up.
We're really in desperate need of more kayaks.
Acquiring and maintaining equipment is just one battle fought to keep Adventures Without Limits in a position to make a positive difference.
If AWL wasn't around, it would make things a lot more difficult. AWL provides a space that is beyond what we can do. Without them, there's no exposure. There is no nature connection, I don't feel.
Right here, right here, right here. When I reached the top, I almost felt like I had nothing left. Like I was hoping this was my last checkpoint. I was really hoping that this would be it. Here we go. When I opened the box and it had another set of coordinates in there, I sank a little bit. I kind of felt bad that I had to keep going. Wow. This challenge is wiping me up. Legs are dead, arms are dead. We still have one more checkpoint. Let's plug it and go.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
Here we are. This is the end of the trail. So from here, I'm gonna head down the road and meet up with my next checkpoint. Should be easy walking. Should be right over here. So this is the cliff that I was just on. Above this, it goes up a little bit, and then above that is Neocani Mountain. So this is it. Standing here, it says it should be right here. Let's head down here, see if maybe it's along this cliff face. Let's head down. It's a long way down. Okay. All right. When you're climbing something like this, one false step and down you go. Okay. I had exerted absolutely every reservoir of energy stored within me. And then climbing down underneath this thing and into some unknown domain underneath the road. It's not up here. It looks like this goes farther back. I had nothing left, and that last checkpoint couldn't have come at a better time. Oh, here it is, right here. Oh. Yeah. All right. Oh. Okay. Your adventures have come to an end. Never limit your heart and the potential which lies within. Woo! It's a good feeling. I've finished my journey in Oswald West State Park. Now, I just have to travel north to deliver my reward to Adventures Without Limits. But first, I'm gonna stop by Next Adventure for a short visit. I called ahead to Next Adventure, and I'm about to meet Deke and Brian, and they're gonna give me the reward for my last challenge, so that I can then take it to Adventures Without Limits. Hey guys.
Hey Jeremy, how are you?
Good, good.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too. Well, first of all, guys, thank you so much for all of the donations. It's so great to be able to compete every single adventure knowing that it's working for a charity and that I get to come to you guys to give the gear away. It's awesome.
Well, it's great to do it. We love helping with charities and helping you out. And this is a great way for us to give back to the local community. It's part of our our mission statement.
Well, you know, it's greatly appreciated. I love to give this stuff away. So what do you have for me today?
Well, knowing we've worked with Adventures Without Limits in the past and knowing some of their unique needs, we've picked out a couple of very specific boats. This is the Manitou 2 by Necki. It has 2 specific cockpits. Because we know that they are working with youth, we have a smaller cockpit up front, and because they have the 2 cockpits, people with disabilities might feel more comfortable when they have another adult with them.
Oh, or an experienced paddler.
An experienced paddler,
Okay.
exactly. So that was the tandem. The single person that we've chosen is also a Necky kayak called the RIP 12. We chose this one specifically because people with some physical challenges might have a need to get access in and access out a little bit easier. And that cockpit, as you can see, is one of the larger cockpits on the market.
Awesome. You guys, I kid you not, this comes at the perfect time. Adventures Without Limits, they really need new boats, and I'm really excited to be able to give this to them. It comes at the perfect time, and it's the perfect gift. So I'm gonna load these things up and go give them away.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for letting us be a part of it.
All right, you bet.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Now that I have 2 quality kayaks, thanks to Next Adventure, I can meet up with everyone at Adventures Without Limits. I just got the kayaks from Next Adventure, and Adventures Without Limits is finishing up an excursion right now, and they're meeting back in the marina. How you guys doing? Good. My name's Jeremy, and I host an outdoor adventure show called The Wildlife with Jeremy. And what I get to do is I go out and I compete against a different set of adventures, and at the end, I get to raise money for charities like Adventures Without Limits. We went out, teamed up with Next Adventure. We didn't just get you guys 1 kayak, we got you 2, and they're sitting right there. Yeah. All right, go check out your new kayaks. For an organization like Adventures Without Limits that is designed to take people out so that they can experience the things that I love to do, it always feels really good to give something back to that.
That's great.
This is the wildlife!
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.